Hello, hello, and welcome to a little video about the applications of the Pythagorean theorem. Now, just as a reminder, I wrote the Pythagorean theorem on top. It's a squared plus b squared equals c squared, which to us right now means one of the legs of our triangle squared plus the second leg squared will give us the hypotenuse squared. Remember, the hypotenuse is always across from the right angle. All right, let's take a look at these problems. Number 7, we have a soccer field, which is rectangular. Great. It measures 90 wide and 120 meters long. The coach asks players to run from one corner to the opposite corner diagonally across the field. How far do the players run? Well, first, let's label the sides. This is 90 meters. This is 120 meters. And coach is asking them to run. Well, I'm just going to use the actual, how about I use like a straight line? I could do that here. Yes, technology. Beautiful. So coach asked them to run diagonally. Let's say this way. Now, what's awesome about rectangles is rectangles have 4 right angles in them, which means this angle down here is a right angle. So the length of the diagonal is the length of a hypotenuse of a right triangle. How convenient. Let's solve. All right, so we have 90 squared, because that's one of my legs, plus 120 squared, that's the second of my legs, equals c squared, which is our hypotenuse. Right, so 8100 plus 14,400 equals c squared. Let's add them. That's 22,500. And to get rid of that square, we're going to have to square root both sides. And I get 150 meters for my hypotenuse. Now notice, once again, when I square rooted, I didn't write a plus minus like we used to do when we learned square roots. Because this is talking about a soccer field. There's no such thing as negative 150 meters. Let's move on to 8. Miss Hughes is going to paint the gutters of her house. She places a 13-foot ladder against the house, and the bottom of the ladder is 5 feet from the house. How high is her ladder off the ground? Okay, this is good, because she didn't place a 13-foot ladder flat against the house, right? She's not going up those 13 feet. It's a bit of a slant. So let's draw it. So here is house. Here is ladder. And we know that the ladder itself is 13 feet. And this little distance between the house and the bottom of the ladder is 5 feet. Okay, perfect. Now, what's great here is when we build houses on the ground, they will form a right angle because we want a house to stand up straight. The only way we can do it is by using a right angle. So this creates a very nice triangle for us where we're just missing one of my legs. I'll call it A. So let's do this problem. I don't know my leg that's the height of that house or where my ladder lands on the house. That's A squared. I know the second leg of my triangle, that's 5 squared. And the hypotenuse is 13 squared. That's the length of my ladder. All right, let's get it. So we have a squared plus 25 is 169. Let's solve this equation first by subtracting 25 from both sides. So we have a squared equals 144. And to get rid of the square, we will square root both sides. Once again, we're talking about a real thing. We're talking about the height of a ladder and 12 feet, positive 12 feet. So even though Miss Hughes is using a 13-foot ladder, she is only obtaining the height of 12 feet by the way that she leans the ladder on the house. Okay. One more problem. This is a good one. I don't know why, but thinking about big TVs always reminds me of Costco. I love looking at their huge TVs. They're crazy cool. I don't think I'd ever buy one that big, but they're cool looking. They're expensive, even at Costco. Anyways, a television is always advertised by the length of its diagonal. Did you know that? Uh-huh. A television is 48 inches wide and 36 inches in height. What is the advertised size of the television? So here's our TV. A TV, luckily for us, is a rectangle, which, just like the soccer field, gives us a right angle right here. We're missing X, which is across the right angle, which means it's the hypotenuse. I don't know if they make circular TVs or anything other than a rectangle. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't think so. But if you know, let me know. Alright, so first let's square 36. So that's 1,296. 48 squared is 2,304. Let's add those up. We get 3,600. And let's finish it up by square rooting both sides. Because this is a TV, not just a random problem, we can only use positive measurements. There's no such thing as negative inches. The square root of 3,600 is 60. So this would be advertised as a 60-inch TV. Not too bad. Not too bad. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask, or ask whoever your teacher is. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of whatever day it is for you. Bye!